All right, hey everybody. Happy afternoon and happy Friday. We are going to talk about some interesting stuff here today, and I'm just making sure we're all live on all the platforms here real quick. So give me just a quick second. We're going live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and looks like we're good there. All right, fantastic. Okay. Well, today we need to realize that the success of our businesses, you know, it really relies on the strength. It relies on the strength of our people, because it's people that represent us to our clients. Unless you're a solopreneur doing it all yourself. It's people who answer the phones. It's people who go on your sales calls. It's people who do the painting and the project management and the scheduling, and we're serving people. And so that interfacing face to face with people is the most important thing. And I'm going to make sure that everything is good right here on my end. Okay. And okay, he says that my microphone is cracking. Let's see. Well, let's just do this a little bit differently here. How about if I talk into it right now? I don't want my mic to be cracking. Thank you, Aiden, for letting me know that the mic is cracking, and if it continues to crack, then we will do something else. He says it's better. Okay, so I'm just going to talk like this time, okay? So our businesses, back to what we're saying, our businesses rely on people. Okay, it's people delivering our promises. It's people that we're selling to. But here's the problem, is that most contractors don't have the right people in the right seats on their team. And the truth is, it's not just a hiring problem. Getting the right people on your team is not just a hiring problem. It's a leadership problem, friends. It's a leadership problem. And you know, how about this? Have you ever felt like you're the only one who cares? Okay, you're not alone. You know, here's the truth. You cannot build a winning team with the wrong people. You can't build a winning team with the wrong people, no matter how hard you work. And if you've got the wrong person on your team, guess what? More training, more accountability is not going to fix the problem. So many times we want to continue to, well, we need to hold them accountable. We need to train them more. Some of that may be true, but most of the time, my observance in working with business owners every day is too many times we've got the wrong people on our team. And so, you know, let's talk about why it's so difficult to get the right people in the right roles, and how to fix it. Okay, so couple things to consider is this: people don't follow companies, they follow leaders. I'm going to say that again: people don't follow companies, they follow leaders. And it's been said that people don't leave a job, they leave a manager. The most influential factor in whether someone comes or goes, or whether someone stays or leaves on your team, is their direct manager. Culture's important, compensation's important, all that's important, but studies have shown that the most impactful factor is actually the relationship with the manager. And so that's about retaining people. But how do we attract the right people? So to attract great people, you've got to be the kind of leader that great people want to follow. You've got to be the type of leader, type of leader that great people want to follow. And that's what I set out to do years ago, because I realized that my leadership was sorely lacking. I was passionate about leadership, but I was just a weak leader. And I set out to be a great leader, and one day I hope to be a great leader. But thank God I'm not the leader that I was years ago. Thank God for my progress, and you can thank God for your progress too. So what is it? What is the type of person that great people want to follow? What are the traits? And I'm just going to boil it down to four. Look, a leader needs a vision, and we're gonna talk about that one last. But leaders need to be competent, meaning they know what they're doing. They need to be caring or empathetic, and they need to be they need to be consistent. People need to know that you follow through on your word. Competence, caring, and consistency. And we're going to add another C on there, character. You have to be of good character. So competent, you can get the job done. You're capable of doing the job. Caring, you really care about your people, not just the numbers. And you're consistent. You're not on one day and off one day. They know that they can rely on your word being your word. Whether they like what you say or not, when your people know that they can count on your word, it's easier to get behind it and put their full effort in. And then in character. So many times we have people in Jennifer, our HR manager, our HR. That's another hot topic. I hate the word human resources. Topic for another day. But let's talk about talent acquisition. Jennifer is our talent acquisition manager, and there's a huge percentage of the people that are gainfully employed that are now applying for a job at my company, my home improvement company, that are leaving because of lack of integrity of their manager, their ownership, or just the company in general. Think about that. Character matters. Character matters. And so, and ultimately, you need to be competent, caring, consistent, and of good character, but you also need to have, here's another piece. You need to have a vision as to where you're going. Because if the great people that you want to attract, you know what they are looking for someone that's going somewhere. They want an opportunity to join a great company, to have their, financial goals met, and they want to put their skills to great use, and they want to know that the company that they're going to work for is going somewhere, that they're growing, that they are growing. And I got a daughter breaking in on me there. Sorry, I'll have to send her a message that I'll chat her later. So, is your company going somewhere? Are you going somewhere as a leader? Are you going somewhere? Can you articulate that? What is your vision? And I'll just give you an example. Of vision. The vision of my company, Phillips Home Improvements, is to be the most trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas. That's what we want to be, the most trusted. We don't want to be the biggest. We don't want to be the best. We want to be the most trusted, because we've identified that the number one thing that homeowners need is they need someone they can trust. And we want to be the one that meets it. They don't need the cheap price. They don't need the fast job. They don't need the ultimate quality. They need someone they can trust to do it right. And that's what we're going to do. We're on a mission to become that. And guess what? I want to be the most trusted leader. I want not just the most trusted company for our clients and our potential clients. I want to be the most trusted company for our own teammates. You know what? I would rather my employees respect me than my clients, because my employees know me a lot closer than my clients. My employees, they're in a circle a little closer. They're not there with my wife and kids, okay, but they're pretty close, and so they know me better. And I want to be trusted by them. So I want to be a visionary. We're going somewhere. Now here's the point: if I've got a vision that's going this direction, and those candidates or employees, they have a vision, their life going that way, well, that's not going to work out long term. We need to have a vision that can be inclusive of them. Where are we going? Well, if we're going to be the most trusted company in the state, home improvement company in the state of Texas, we're going to be growing. And so there's going to be opportunities to grow on our team. And so what you want is you want your candidates, you want them to leave that interview going back and talking to their spouse saying, oh my gosh, honey, this company is going somewhere. This company is going somewhere, and I want to be a part of that team. All right, I've just got a message that I need to check the chat here real quick, and I'm going to look for the chat. I don't know which chat. Aiden, can you tell me which chat I'm supposed to check? So, all right, he's messaging me. Aiden, I'm checking your messages right here that you're sending me. So, okay, he says over here, comments. Oh, I see. I think I see. Oh, Jorge asked the question. Oh, by the way, hi, Marcelo. Hey, buddy. Glad you're tuning in today. Jorge Ramirez says, how do you persuade your companies on your vision? That's the point. I don't persuade them on my vision. I present my vision, and is there vision alignment between my vision and the vision of where they want to go with their life and their career? If there's alignment there, then there's no persuasion necessary. There's magnetic attraction. So yeah, oh wow, I feel like, honey, you tell their spouse, honey, I feel like I could make a career here. You know, if we work here, maybe we could get a house someday, and we could raise our family, and everybody would flourish, and I'd be happy. This is a great company. I want to be a part of a great culture, a great environment, and that's what we need to do, is have a vision that is inclusive of them. Look, if they can't get their goals met while they're meeting your goals, they're not going to be helping you meet your goals. So that union needs to be symbiotic, where when they're helping the company meet their goals, the company's goals, that relationship is helping them meet their personal goals. Okay? So that's why it's so important. Vision is powerful, friends. You need a simple vision that you can articulate in a single sentence for your company. It doesn't have to be complex. It's not, and it doesn't even need to be clever. It just needs to be real. It needs to be heartfelt, and it needs to be inclusive, so people can see, oh yeah, I want to be a part of a trusted company. I've been treated like a number before. I've been treated terrible as an employee before. I want to be at a company that's trusted, that respects me, and I respect them. Okay? So yeah, I get a little fired up when I talk about this stuff, and I'm not going to apologize to that. So now, as a leader, here's the thing. You can't lead people where you haven't been, and you can't inspire them if you don't have a clear picture of where you are headed. So my question to you business owners right now is, where are you headed for your company? I want you to drop a comment. Drop a comment and let me know where you're headed. And by the way, this is a great time for me to mention that at the end of today's live stream, we are going to give away a free ticket worth $1,497. That's $1,497, a free ticket for our upcoming Contractor Freedom Summit, which is on October 27th through 29th, right here in Allen, Texas. And yeah, by the way, today I'm not in the studio. I'm sitting on my patio enjoying this beautiful day. You know why I'm doing that? Because I've got an amazing team of people that are aligned in roles, doing work that they love to do, and they know exactly what success looks like in their role, and that enables me to be sitting here on my patio talking to you guys today. Am I something special? Not really. I'm not any smarter than you are. Okay? Our business is about people. So, and that's the topic of today. I've been a bad manager, a bad leader with a bad vision. I've done bad hiring. I made a lot of mistakes, and I've learned how to do it right. And I want to share that with you so you can skip the line and not have to step in all the potholes that I stepped in, okay, and not make all the mistakes that I made through the years. I'm hoping that you can shortcut your success by many, many years by implementing the things that I'm sharing with you here today. All right, so here's a good question to ask yourself. Why would this person want to join me on this journey? Why would this person want to join me on this journey? And if the answer is because they're going to make good money, that's weak. Because good money is only a part of the equation, and it's barely even in the top 10 of what's important. Okay? So think about this. They listen to a radio station and it's WIIFM. What's in it for me? Ask yourself, what's in it for them? Why should they join you? Why in the world would they want to join your team? You know, and if you're like most contractors, you're just a small business. You don't have all these crazy benefits that big corporate has. You don't have the nice offices with the, the glass walls and all this crazy stuff. You're a contractor. I'm a contractor. What do we really have to offer? We need to be able to articulate our vision in a way that resonates with our ideal clients and even our employees. All right, so that's really the point number one is we have to start with you. I had to start with me, and that's it. Be the type of person, the type of leader that great people want to follow. All right, so here's the second thing of why it's difficult and what to do about it to get the right people on your team. Sourcing candidates. Most contractors, this is where they go wrong. This is where I went wrong. Let's see. We start our business, we get busy, all of a sudden we're covered up with work, we can't keep up. Hey, brother, sister, do y'all have a friend? Do y'all know anybody that needs a job? Do you know anyone that needs a job? You do? Really? They've been looking for a job for 3 months? Oh, wow. Okay, bring them. I've got a job for them. And we just hire people from the small pool of our social circles, family and social circles. We hire people from there. And the problem is, and sometimes we hire them because they need a job. And here's a truth for you. A lot of people that need a job, there's a good reason why they're unemployed. Now, I'm not judging everybody. I'm just saying that just because they're looking for a job doesn't make them a good candidate to even be on your team. So when you hire out of compassion, management's going to turn into frustration. All right, here's the next thing, and this is still on common mistakes when sourcing candidates. Being too cheap to attract quality talent. If you're out there saying you're going to pay $15 an hour, and all the other companies that have better ads than you, and they're bigger companies than you, and they're saying $25 an hour or $20 an hour, who do you think they're going to apply to? And the only people that you're going to get are the ones that those people reject, and they're going to then finally, okay, fine, let me go try this cheaper job. And you're going to get a bunch of bottom of the barrel candidates. Is that what you want? Do you want bottom of the barrel candidates in your company, or do you want like top performers? Well, you need to be paying above average in the salary range. Okay. The next thing in sourcing. And this is a big one. You're going to hear me talk about this all the time, that we tend to believe that we need someone with experience, with the skills and the industry knowledge. That's what we need. We need someone with those things. Here's the truth. That does not equate to great performance. It just doesn't. And oftentimes, some of the worst people are going to have the industry knowledge that you want. I'm going to tell you what you need instead of industry knowledge here in a moment. But most small businesses don't know what they really, really need in a role in their company. They know they need somebody, but they don't know exactly what they're shopping for. And, if you don't know what success looks like in a role, and you don't know the type of person that's really going to do a good job there, then how do you know what you're even shopping for? You're just trying everything. So we need to start with the role, not the person. We need to define what winning looks like in that role before we start shopping for the person. Very, very important. Okay? So now the third thing is we're talking about the role. Now we're talking about the role. We're starting with the role. We need to design the role. And what we do, we call this role alignment. Here's the role, here's the person, and when those align, that's when you get the greatest success, the greatest engagement, the greatest productivity. So It's not about finding good people. It's about matching the good people or the right people with the right role. And the right people aligned to the right role, they're gonna intrinsically discover and solve the problems that you need solved in that role. Okay? I recently hired someone in a management position. And she's asking me, Jason, what do you want the priorities to be? What do you want the priorities to be, Jason? And I said, well, here's your priority for right now. This is part of the 30, 60, 90-day onboarding plan. I said, I want you to observe and learn and poke around. That's it. And she did that. And then she came to me with her quarterly objectives. And she presented what she wanted to do for the quarter. And I reviewed them with her, and I said, wow, well, it looks like you discovered what the priorities are, because this is exactly what I wanted you to do. The right person will figure it out, okay? The right person will figure it out. So it's when a person's natural wiring meets the demands of the job, it's like jet fuel. But when it doesn't, it's like trying to drive with your parking brake on. You can give it all the gas, but it's still going to be dragging. And just here's an example that I often use. Okay, in sales, we like to say that we want lions to do our sales. Someone that's going to go hunt and kill and bring it back so the production department can cook it up, right? Well, think about lions. A lion cub already has the baked in desire inside of its DNA to want to hunt. Its mama teaches it and practices to help it develop the skill of hunting. But the lion already wants to hunt. And so we want people in sales that are already wired internally that they love to win. They love to go out and get it. And they like the idea of being in control of their destiny. They want control, and they want uncapped income potential, and they're willing to do the work for it. Those are the right alignments, and they're also willing to work for zero if they fail. So the best salespeople for us work 100% commission. Okay. Now, if you're trying to hire a salesperson for, I'm speaking in, short cycle sales, direct to consumer, to homeowners. If you've got short cycle sales and you've got someone that you're interviewing and they want a salary, they're probably not the right person for that role. Now, if you've got a long cycle sales and you've got multiple visits, fine, that can be something different. Okay, I'm just telling you what I do in my company and what I teach other contractors in the same industry. So, and if you get someone who's that's a socializer, I just keep looking out here because it's such a beautiful day out there. The sun is shining. If you've got a person that's a socializer, but you stick them in the accounting office and make them deal with spreadsheets and crunching numbers all day, they're going to want to blow their brains out. They need to be out talking to people. Put those people in roles where they get to talk to people. Okay? But then you take someone that's detail oriented and you go put them out there to be like an ambassador knocking on doors. They're going to want to blow their brains out. They want to be in there doing what they're made for. They're made for crunching numbers and getting the details right and reconciling things. That's their superpower. Every person has their own set of superpowers, and every role in your company needs a certain set of superpowers. Does this make sense? And okay, Aiden's saying that my mic is cracking. I'm moving around and probably blowing on my mic a lot. Thank you, Aiden. I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Let me know if we keep having problems. All right. So let's go to let's look at the next one. Oh, by the way, role alignment isn't about matching the role to the person. It's about finding the person that fits the role that you need. It's about finding the person that fits the role. And here's the way that I like to say it. I wish I could clip this on somewhere real quick. I guess I could clip it on here for a quick second. It might crackle a little more. This is exactly what I need done in the role. Can you do that? Are you the right person to do that? Are you the right person to accomplish these things? That's the question we need to be asking ourselves. Okay, so here's another reason that we have a hard time retaining great people, because we don't even create clarity. We just hire people and we give them some very basic training and throw them out there. Just throw them out there to figure the rest out. I liken it to this. It's like riding a bike. Okay, too many times we get employees. Too many times we get a new employee, and we teach them enough about the job so that they can ride with training wheels. But we never help them develop that skill beyond that so that they can take the training wheels off and do some really fun stuff. And because so many of us business owners, we're fast-paced people, we want to get them in here quick, get them situated, and we want to move on to the next thing. I mean, listen to me, I even talk fast, okay? Can you hear me? I talk fast. And a lot of you guys are like me. Not all of you, but a lot of you guys are like me. And so we fail to create real clarity on the role, and people don't even understand fully what's expected of them. They're not trained properly. Then they're not coached regularly. They don't have this feedback loop of him so that they know, hey, am I doing a good job? Do you guys like me around here? I mean, we need to answer those questions for people. Yes, you're doing a great job. Hey, here's how you can improve. We need to take the time to be honest with people. And if we're not being clear with them, we're not being kind. To be unclear is to be unkind. So, by the way, did you know that Gallup reports that only 50% of employees strongly agree that they know what's expected from them at work? Wow, isn't that incredible? Okay, we got some chats here. Let's go in here. Let's see. We've got Brett Brown. Oh man, hey Brett, hey buddy. Thanks for tuning in today. It's Brett Brown says, y'all need to listen. I've never worked for anyone that cares about his people more than Jason. What a kind comment. Thank you so much. Okay, Gabriel says, how to match the person with the right position. Okay, that's a great question. What we do is we use psychometric assessments, and the main one that we use is DISC, D-I-S-C. And that's going to tell us about the way someone views the world. Are they a faster paced or slower paced person? Do they lean more towards people or lean more towards tasks? And it's predictive of how people are going to act, especially under stress. And that is a really great, simple tool to help that role alignment right there. And we don't hire anybody at our company without having them take a DISC assessment and ensuring that it aligns with the role. It's just a piece of it, but it's a very important piece of it, okay? Now, Mandy says, what's the best way to create a simplified system so that new employees know our process and procedure for every project that could come up? That's a great question as well. There's a number of different apps. Some people make documents in the Google Drive, and if it's a role that's based on the computer, a lot of people do Loom videos, L-O-O-M, and just do screen recordings. We use a software called Trainual. It's like train and manual together, trainual.com, and that's what we use. All of our SOPs, all of our checklists, our processes are all in there, and it embeds videos and such, and it's divided out by a department and by role. So that's what we use. Mandy also, okay, I guess that's on there. That one's on there twice in my chat. Yeah. So if you guys have any more questions, drop a question, and I will do my best to answer it. I'll do my best to answer it. And okay, next point. And by the way, when you can help your people truly see what winning in their position means, man, it creates confidence. We've got to replace that confusion with confidence. And too many times they're scared to speak up because then they're going to think they missed something. We need to make sure that we have the clarity on our end and ensure that they are clear about the role. Don't leave it on them. Well, speak up if you don't know. Who wants to say, hey boss, I don't know, I don't understand? Some people will, but some people won't. And what's the cost? The cost is a disengaged employee and bad performance. So engage with your employee, ask them how they're doing. How can I help? How can I help you with this? Okay? Clarity creates confidence. All right, so now here's the fifth one. Here's the fifth reason why it's hard to get the right people in the right seats in our companies. Most people are not self-aware. Even if you create a crystal clear role, this is exactly what I need in this position. Here's what success looks like when it's done well. Here's the KPIs that we're going to measure it by. Total clarity. Even when you do that, it's people's human nature because most people are not self-aware. And I've got a statistic. Let me look at it here. So what happens is because people aren't self-aware, they apply for jobs that don't fit their internal wiring because they don't understand their wiring. And they've never been taught to truly identify their natural talents. So here's what a natural talent is. It doesn't mean you're necessarily good at something. A natural talent is a repeatable pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior. A repeating pattern of thought, feeling, or behavior in their life. That is a talent. That's going to be repeated, okay? People that love to go out and do new things and tackle challenges. That's repeating. So the job is going to repeatedly present certain problems. Every role in your position has challenges and they're going to be repetitious constantly. And you need a person who's repeating thoughts, behaviors, and feelings want to attack that type of problem. Okay? So it's one study said that 95% of people believe that they're self-aware. But studies show that only 10 to 15% of people actually are. So you've got all these people, 100 people are applying for your job. And 95% of them think they're the right fit for that job. But only 10 to 15% of them have the self-awareness to really know that they are a good fit for that job. So that means that 8 or 9 out of 10 people that you interview is likely to have a major blind spots about their very own strengths and weaknesses. People are not self-aware. And further, most hiring managers or small business owners, whoever's doing the hiring, don't understand these type of things. So you've got the blind person with the person with blind spots applying, and the person that is blind to how it works interviewing. So it's left up to chance. How can you get the right people? I remember before I knew all this back in the day, I hired a person, I had multiple people in one particular role, and I hired a person and their performance soared like crazy. And I'm just like, where did this person come from? What in the world? I didn't understand. What I did is I accidentally stumbled on role alignment. And when I figured out how this works, friends, it changed everything. It's one of the keys why I get to sit here on my patio on a nice summer fall day and talk to you guys instead of be sitting in the office running my company. It's not, and here's the thing, friends, once you know these things, it's easy. It's just that we don't know them. We don't know them because there's not many people out there teaching them. The odds are practically zero. If they don't know and you don't know, the odds are practically zero of it working out. So, there's other assessments. We use DISC, there's StrengthsFinder and other validated tools. But the reason that we settled on DISC is that it's easy, it's visual, it's easy to learn, and it's easy to teach to the team so that the whole team can know it. It's validated, and it focuses on, instead of getting to know me, it focuses on how how do I have interactions with those around me? And in a teamwork environment, which in our businesses we are, it's like the best fit of all of them. Okay, so so we've got to build hiring and coaching systems that help people see, that like illuminate their self-awareness. And like we're looking in our resumes, that we use words in the job postings that actually speak to the wiring of each person according to that ideal candidate. And then even in the interview process and on the resume, Jennifer, our talent acquisition manager, she's looking at the words. She's not just looking at the experience and how often they job hopped and what they've done. She's looking at the words that they use, the way they write their grammar. And so that is revealing. Before she even gives them an assessment, she's already like 90% sure about what their DISC personality profile is going to be. So you can't build self-awareness in your organization with unaware individuals. So one of the things that we did is we have rolled out the whole entire language and understanding of DISC to our entire company. Every quarterly meeting, we have a game about personalities, about how to deal and how to understand and how to spot personalities. Think about this. It's not just in your candidates, it's your prospects, your vendors, okay? It's your subcontractors, it's your spouse, it's your children, every relationship in your life. When you start understanding the predictable nature of human behavior and how these drives and fears and emotions, how they work, it unlocks a whole new level of understanding to help you be an even better leader and a better communicator. And then you can build a better team, okay? And you can even be more empathetic when you understand these things. So, friends, if you want to stop fighting fires, and you want to start building freedom, start by building clarity in your vision, in your roles, and in your people. And we've got to combine, clear leadership, aligned roles, self-aware people, and that's when your business is going to start to multiply instead of drain you. And so, next time we go live, we'll dive into something else. And I really appreciate you. Now, before we hop off, we are going to give away a free ticket to the upcoming Contractor Freedom Summit. And by the way, all of these topics that I'm teaching, we're going to go more in depth on these at the summit itself. So if you want to come to the summit, I want to invite you. We still have some seats available. Come join us at the summit, and you're going to go home with tools in order to make your life and your business better. If you want to know more about these things, definitely click the follow button, and we'd love to have you at the Contractor Freedom Summit as well this October 27th through 29th, right here in Allen, Texas. We'll post the link in the comments with this video. And but for now, Aiden, let's go ahead and let's choose a winner for today's for today's drawing. Now, if you've already won, you can only win once. Okay, there's some basic rules here, so we're gonna have to validate you. But let's do it, Aiden. There it is. Jorge Ramirez. Okay, you are the winner. Okay, Jorge, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send a private message to Contractor Freedom right on the platform that you're on. Don't send this one to me directly. Send it to Contractor Freedom. Send them your email and your phone number. We're going to have someone call you and get you registered for the Contractor Freedom Summit. Okay? All right, guys, I will be going live again. I will let you know right here on the platform when the next time is. It might very well be tomorrow. I hope that you've learned something today. I hope you've learned something. You know what? Reshare this on your page, on your story. Share this and tag a friend who needs to hear what we're talking about today. Okay? All right, God bless you guys. We'll see you again soon.